An assassin framed for brutal crimes. A relentless FBI agent hunting him down. But when they uncover a deadly conspiracy, they must either become allies or die trying. Betrayal, revenge, and a final showdown that will change everything. This is Butcher. The city never sleeps. But in its darkest corners, it hides secrets that should never be uncovered. Rain poured heavily, washing away the blood that stained the cracked pavement of an empty alleyway. A lone figure moved through the shadows, his face hidden beneath the flickering glow of broken streetlights. Jack Slade, known only as the Butcher, once the most feared assassin in the underworld, now a ghost, hunted, betrayed, and searching for answers. Across the city, inside a high-tech FBI facility, Agent Frank Mason leaned over a glowing screen displaying Slade's face. "He's not just another criminal," Mason muttered, eyes locked on the footage. Slade had vanished for years, but now he was back, and bodies were dropping like flies. Mason had taken down killers like him before. But this was different. Something about it didn't add up. The first real lead came when Mason tracked a secret meeting between powerful crime bosses. But he wasn't alone. Slade was already there. Silent, lethal, waiting. Then chaos. Gunfire ripped through the night. Slade moved like a phantom, swift, deadly, unstoppable. But before he could vanish, his eyes locked with Mason's. A single second. Hesitation. And then the chase began. Through chaotic streets they ran, dodging cars, bullets, and fate itself. Slade leaped onto a moving truck, disappearing into the night. Mason cursed under his breath. This wasn't just an assassin. This was something else. As Mason dug deeper, the truth began to unravel. Slade had once worked for a secret organization, the Crimson Order, a worldwide syndicate of killers, puppeteering governments from the shadows. Slade had tried to leave. But no one leaves the Crimson Order alive. They framed him for crimes he never committed. They turned him into the world's most wanted man. Now he wasn't back for revenge. He was back for the truth. Mason's investigation led to a shocking discovery. Marcus Kane, a high-ranking government official, deeply tied to the Crimson Order. Kane had covered up assassinations, used Slade as a scapegoat, and now was preparing to vanish, erasing every loose end, including Jack Slade. The next time Mason and Slade crossed paths, it wasn't as enemies. It was as prey. Both had walked into a trap. Ambushed by elite assassins, they had no choice but to fight side by side. Slade struck with deadly precision. Silent, efficient. Mason countered with brute force. Unrelenting, crushing. Together they were unstoppable. When the dust settled, bodies lay scattered around them. But the war had only just begun. "You still think I'm the bad guy?" Slade growled, blood dripping from his face. Mason stared at him. "I think you're a problem. But maybe not the one I need to solve right now." Enemies no more. An uneasy alliance was born. Their mission: take down Marcus Kane before he disappeared forever. But Kane wasn't going down without a fight. A neon-lit high-speed chase tore through the city. Muscle cars, armored SUVs, motorbikes weaving through chaos. Bullets shattered glass. Explosions lit the skyline. Slade's car roared like a beast while Mason fired back with unrelenting fury. Together they outdrove death itself. And finally, only one lead remained. Kane's last hideout. The stage was set. A rooftop high above the city. Helicopters swirled. Searchlights sliced through the storm. Kane stood waiting, flanked by his final line of defense. "You're too late," Kane sneered, finger on a detonator. "You think you can stop this? Change what's already been set in motion." Slade and Mason exchanged a look. There was no hesitation. The battle erupted. Gunfire, blood, bone, and fury. Slade sharp and lethal. Mason brutal and unyielding. One by one the assassins fell. Until only Kane remained. Slade stood over him, knife at his throat. Give me one reason why I shouldn't end this right now, he hissed. Kane chuckled, blood trickling from his lips. Because you're not the monster they made you out to be. For a moment silence. Then Slade stepped back. Lowered his blade. Years of running, fighting, killing for the truth. But revenge would never bring peace. Without a word, he turned and vanished into the shadows. Mason watched him go, knowing they would never meet again. The world would still call him the Butcher. But Mason knew the truth. Jack Slade wasn't a villain. He was something far worse. A man with unfinished business.